In the wild, one mistake can mean the difference between life and death. Many survival tips you've heard around campfires, in movies, or from well-meaning friends are not only wrong, they can be fatal. Today, I'll reveal 10 of the most persistent survival myths and show you what really works when your life is on the line. You might think you know how to handle a snakebite or find your way in the woods. But what if everything you've heard is a dangerous lie? Each myth we'll explore has led countless people astray, risking injury, illness, or worse. I'll walk you through the science, the truth, and the real skills that save lives. By the end of this journey, you'll be armed with knowledge that could make all the difference if the unexpected happens. Let's separate fact from fiction and put survival back in your hands. Imagine you're bitten by a snake. Instinct, or Hollywood, tells you to cut the wound, suck out the venom, and spit it away. Yet this reaction, however brave, is misguided and often disastrous. Cutting into the skin causes more harm, opens the body to infection, and does nothing to remove venom. Sucking at the wound not only fails to extract poison, but risks introducing bacteria from your mouth, compounding the danger. Venom spreads swiftly through the lymphatic system. By the time you even reach the wound, much of the toxin has already moved beyond your reach. Attempting to suck it out is a race lost before it begins. Worse, if you have sores in your mouth, you might poison yourself as well. So, what should you do? The answer is deceptively simple. Keep the victim calm and immobile. Movement accelerates the spread of venom. Remove any tight clothing or jewelry near the bite, as swelling is likely. Call for emergency help immediately. Immobilize the limb with a splint, keeping it at or slightly below heart level. Do not apply a tourniquet, ice, or attempt to cut the wound. Your job is to slow the spread, not to intervene directly. In the end, restraint and knowledge are far more powerful than panic or folklore. Trust the medical professionals and trust your preparation. Desperation drives us to strange decisions. In movies, stranded survivors often drink their own urine to stave off dehydration. But in reality, your urine is not a lifeline. It's a last resort with severe consequences. Urine is not sterile. It contains waste products your body is trying to eliminate, including salts and toxins. Drinking it increases dehydration, taxes your kidneys, and can cause nausea, vomiting, and further fluid loss. If you're already dehydrated, your urine is concentrated and more dangerous to consume. Instead, focus your efforts on finding a clean water source. Collect rainwater when possible, or use a plastic sheet to capture condensation. If you must use questionable water, filter and boil it before drinking. Prioritize shade and conserve sweat rather than chasing water at all costs. Your body can survive several days without water, but only if you avoid making matters worse. Remember, survival is about smart choices, not heroic gestures. You may have heard that moss always grows on the north side of trees, providing a natural compass. Unfortunately, relying on this myth can easily lead you astray. Moss thrives where it finds moisture and shade, which can be on any side of a tree, north, south, east or west, depending on local conditions. In dense forests, sunlight may be diffused or blocked entirely. Water runoff, the proximity of streams, and microclimates all affect where moss will flourish. One tree may have moss on the north, the next on the south. There is no universal rule. Reliable navigation requires more than wishful thinking. Learn to use the sun's path, the stars, or a properly calibrated compass. In daylight, the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. In the northern hemisphere, its arc is always to the south. At night, Polaris, the North Star, can guide your direction. Trust in proven navigation techniques, not old wives' tales. Your life may depend on it. When facing a bear, many believe the answer is simple: play dead. But this advice, while sometimes correct, can be deadly if misapplied. Bears are not all the same, and neither are their motives. With a grizzly or brown bear, especially if it's defending cubs or territory, lying still can signal submission and end the attack. Curl onto your stomach, protect your neck, and remain motionless until the bear leaves. But if a bear is predatory, most often a black bear, playing dead may only encourage it. Black bears attacking out of hunger or curiosity must be resisted. Fight back with everything you have: sticks, rocks, even your fists. Make yourself large, loud, and unyielding. Never run. You cannot outrun a bear. Reading bear behavior is as vital as any tool. Look for signs. Is the bear surprised and defensive, or stalking with intent? Survival is about understanding, not instinct alone. Many believe that what's safe for animals must be safe for us. This logic is as flawed as it is dangerous. Animals possess unique digestive systems, tolerances, and evolutionary adaptations. What nourishes a bird, rabbit, or deer may poison a human. Some plants, like certain berries or mushrooms, are harmless to wildlife, but toxic to people. Even if you see animals eating them, do not assume safety. Your body cannot process many natural compounds found in wild flora. If you must forage, follow the rule of positive identification. Only eat plants you know are safe. When in doubt, leave it out. The universal edibility test exists, but it is time-consuming, risky, and only for the most desperate circumstances. Focus on more reliable food sources, if possible, such as fishing, trapping, or foraging for widely recognized edibles like dandelions or cattails. Survival is not a time for experimentation. Your life depends on caution. In freezing conditions, the urge to rub numb, pale skin can be overwhelming. Yet rubbing frostbitten tissue causes irreparable damage. The friction breaks down already fragile cells, leading to greater tissue loss, infection, and the risk of permanent injury. Frostbite occurs when skin and underlying tissues freeze. The affected area may feel hard, waxy, or numb. Rubbing or massaging it exacerbates cellular damage. Instead, the correct treatment is gentle, gradual rewarming. Use warm, not hot water, ideally between 37 and 39 degrees Celsius or 99 to 102 degrees Fahrenheit. Do not use dry heat, open flames, or direct stoves, as these can cause burns without the victim even feeling it. Protect the area from further cold and keep the person still. If rewarming is not possible, wait until you can do it safely. Thawing and refreezing is even more harmful. Survival means patience and proper care, not quick fixes. Hunger, it plays tricks on the mind. In a crisis, folks often fixate on finding food, thinking it's the top priority. But, the rule of threes guides us otherwise. You can survive about 3 minutes without air, 3 hours without shelter in harsh conditions, 3 days without water, and 3 weeks without food. In most survival situations, exposure and dehydration are far greater threats than starvation. So, focus your energy on shelter and water. Build yourself a windbreak, insulate against the cold, and conserve your body heat. Secure a clean water source before you start looking for calories. Searching for food burns precious energy and water, and that can put you at greater risk. Only after you've got shelter and water squared away should you even consider foraging or hunting. Let nature's priorities, not your stomach, guide your actions. Survival isn't about comfort, it's about enduring until rescue. It's often said that following a river will lead you to civilization. While rivers can be handy navigational aids, blindly following them can pose some real risks. Rivers can lead you into impassable gorges, treacherous rapids, or even vast stretches of wilderness with no sign of people for miles. Travelling along riverbanks can be slow and dangerous. Wet rocks, unstable ground, and thick vegetation can cause injuries. And sometimes rivers meander far from your intended direction, wasting precious time and energy. Instead, use rivers as reference points. From high ground, look out for signs of roads, trails, or any human activity. If you do choose to follow a river, move cautiously and be ready to change course. Mark your path, rest often, and avoid crossing swift water unless it's absolutely necessary. Survival is all about flexibility, observation, and making informed choices, not just following rules blindly. Many folks believe that hypothermia is only a risk when it's below freezing. But honestly, it can strike whenever your body loses heat faster than it can produce it, often in temperatures well above zero, especially if you're wet. Wet clothing, wind and exhaustion all work together to rob your body of warmth. Even at around 10 degrees Celsius or 50 degrees Fahrenheit, if you're soaked by rain or a river and exposed to wind, your core temperature can drop dangerously low. Early signs to watch for include shivering, confusion, and slurred speech. Prevention is key. Stay dry, layer your clothing, and protect yourself from the wind. If you get wet, change into dry clothes and seek shelter as soon as you can. Keep moving, but, try to avoid sweating too much. Recognize the subtle signs of hypothermia and act before things get worse. Never underestimate the cold, no matter what the thermometer says. Survival isn't a test of bravado or a showcase of movie heroics. It's a discipline of knowledge, preparation, and respect for nature's power. The myths we've explored today, they're rooted in good intentions, but only the truth will keep you alive. Always inform someone of your plans before you head out. Pack the essential gear, shelter materials, water purification, navigation tools, and a first aid kit. Know your limits and never let pride cloud your judgment. True survival is humble, cautious, and wise. If you found this journey enlightening, please subscribe and turn on notifications for more. Share this video with those you care about, and let me know in the comments which myths surprised you or what topics you'd like to see next. This is Survival Sensei, equipping you to thrive, not just survive. If you enjoyed these survival tips, make sure to subscribe for more life-saving advice. Hit that subscribe button and join our community of adventurers, explorers, and everyday heroes. Your next adventure starts here. Don't miss out.